welcome to Hashimoto's Unfiltered, real talk, real solutions. The podcast where we cut through the noise and get straight to the heart of living with Hashimoto's. My name is Dr. Ray Benedetto, your host, and I'm here to share my expertise, personal insights, and from time to time, conversations with incredible guests to help you take control of your health. Together, we'll explore actionable items, debunk myths, and navigate the complexities of your thyroid health. So whether you're newly diagnosed or a seasoned warrior, this is your space for unfiltered truth and real hope. Let's dive in. I want to maximize our time and maximize what, the value I can provide for you guys. So, all right, today's topic, food, right? Listen, this is you guys all the time, right? And as you see it in the group all the time. What the heck am I supposed to eat? What the heck am I not supposed to eat? It's a minefield, right? It's one of the things I taught on my workshop, right? There's like three pillars, there's like three things that we got to take care of when we're working with someone with Hashimoto's is be the doctor, be the Hashimoto specialist. That's my job, right? To fill in all the holes in the bucket that your previous doctors or current doctors are leaving open, right? So we got to do thorough labs and work up the case, that kind of stuff. The second question I get the most of is like, I don't know how to figure out my root causes. Like, I know there's stuff going on. I know I could have Epstein-Barr virus infection. I know I could have a hormone imbalance. I know I could have some nutritional deficiency or leaky gut. Like, I don't know how to figure those things out and then what to do about them when I find them. But the third question I get the most of, which I wanted to address today as well, the third problem that everyone has is like, I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to, like, I know I'm supposed to make some dietary changes. Like, I know there's probably some supplements I'm supposed to take. I know there's foods I'm supposed to eat, probably foods I'm not supposed to eat. I don't know what they are. I don't know how to figure them out, all that kind of stuff. So I want to touch on that portion of it today is like, what the heck do you eat with Hashimoto's? A lot of you guys have seen like your primary care doc or something like that, and you get diagnosed and they'll be like, yeah, you got Hashimoto's. Sorry, I don't have anything for you. You should probably go gluten-free, but that's about all I can tell you. So let's do a deep dive on the dietary stuff. Now, someone comes to me and they're like, I have Hashimoto's. What should I eat and what should I not eat? My answer to them is, I don't know. Because it's going to be different for everybody, right? And I hope that makes sense. Like it's going to end up different. Like everyone's diet with Hashimoto's is going to look different. We're going to figure, are there some things across the board that should be eliminated? Yes. Like gluten and dairy and soy. Those are like the big three, right? Because those are like proven and researched and like those are like non-starters. Like those are like the big three, right? But then it's like, well, what else, right? And how do I figure it out? And how do I how do I build a diet for me? Now, many of you have heard me talk about this, and this is how I do it. And because this works the fastest, it's actually the most straightforward, and it gets people feeling better quickly. It's the quickest, easiest way to figure this out. Most of you know, you've heard me pontificate on this before. I recommend right away, like someone starts working with me and it's like, okay, maybe we got to do some testing. Maybe we got to do a Dutch test. You guys have heard me talk about this stuff, DNA, the couple of tests that I like to run. We're analyzing other tests like previous labs and stuff that they've had done, or maybe I'm sending them for new labs. I have someone come in this afternoon here in the office and I'm like, oh, great. Let me Hashimoto's, type 2 diabetes, all this kind of stuff. Let me see, let me get your previous labs. And I went back and got her test results over the last year and there's like nothing there. It's like a metabolic panel and like an A1C and like a TS, like there's nothing there. It's like 10 tests. I'm like, okay, hold on. Like day one, we are doing a complete blood work. We're doing CBC, metabolic panel, full thyroid panel, inflammatory markers, homocysteine. Like we're doing all this stuff because we need to look at those things. B, we need a baseline now moving forward. So a lot of times people get to me, it's like, okay, well, we have to do that as well, right? That could be part of like testing. But along those lines, so even for doing testing, even before we get testing back, you guys have heard me preach on this all day, every day. We dive right away in with an AIP protocol, but the first step in the AIP stands for autoimmune protocol. If you guys haven't heard of that before, you guys probably heard me talk about it a million times, but the first step in that, this isn't the end of that, and this isn't all there is to it, but the first step in that is an elimination diet. So every single one of you, if you were to ask me, all 12,000+ of you in this group, if you were to message me privately and be like, I have Hashimoto's, what do I eat? Where do I start? I would tell all of you the same thing. Yes, some things are pretty standard across the board. Everything gets individualized over time. It has to be for each person, treatment wise. But the first step is clean the slate, is baseline. It's like a calculator, just zero it out, like clear it out. So I recommend an elimination type diet for at least 30 days, sometimes more, but at least 30 days. It takes out anything from the diet that could be a problem. Could it be challenging for people to do on their own? Absolutely. I work one-on-one with everybody who wants to do this, who wants to get better, or how to do it, right? Like, how do you implement this and meal plans and recipes? And like, I'm going to give you guys the 30,000 foot view today. Like, what do you eat for Hashimoto's and what do you not eat? And how do you figure that out? That's what we're going to talk about today. The implementation of that's a whole different animal, right? Because it's hard to do on your own. I mean, that's why I don't have health coaches or any of that. Not like I do it one-on-one with everybody, because we have to take this framework of an elimination, for example, to start, and we have to make this work in this person's life, right? Because this person's got a different lifestyle and schedule and family life and job and like everything. Yes, we have this framework we need to do, but we have to implement it for this person and make it work so we can make it successful. And make it simple, not easy. I can hit the easy button for a lot of people and really shorten the learning curve, but simple, straightforward. Wipe the slate clean. There's an elimination protocol. We take out anything that could be a problem. So we take out inflammatory foods. We take out grains. We take out, and I'll give you some more specifics, but foods that could be causing leaky gut and foods that could be causing immune reactions like sensitivities and allergies. Foods, things that we shouldn't be eating anyway, like all this processed junk, right? So we take all that. I'm giving you the big picture, then we'll go into details. So we take all that out. So it's like, don't eat these foods. We're just going to eat this stuff. And we'll break down what that is. As part of my protocol too, while we're doing the elimination, there are some nutritional supplements that I prescribe. The supplements, guess what they do? They help to check all, right? You guys have heard me say this before. They help to it's like we tear the house down. We're going to build the foundation, and then we're going to build the house back up again. And we're going to, from the ground up. That's the protocol. That's why I do things the way I do them, because we got to strip everybody down, then we got to build them back up again. So that way we can get the Hashimoto's into remission. Along the way, with testing and stuff too, we're figuring out okay, what are their root causes while we're doing an AIP protocol. We're going to get test results back, and we're going to weave all that stuff in along the way. So we start with an elimination protocol, and we eliminate stuff. Listen, I'll tell you this. The things that we do eat, let's start there, right? So the things that I reckon, this is not where it ends. This is where it starts. For my Hashimoto's patients across the board, to be honest with you, most of my patients that come to me with any kind of chronic illness, they come to me, they're like, I got type 2 diabetes. I got any kind of autoimmune disease. I got whatever. I just have chronic gut issues. Like, this is where we start. So what do we eat, right? All the protein you want, and that typically comes from animal sources. Do I have plenty of patients that are vegetarian, vegan, and we have to work around that? Of course. That's an individual. We individualize that for the person. But generally speaking, proteins, right? If we're talking macros, proteins. They're going to come primarily from animal sources. All animal sources are in play. Chicken, fish, beef, pork, lamb, venison, I don't care, right? The sourcing is the most important, right? So you guys probably know this stuff already. Our chicken, we want it free range. We want it hormone free, antibiotic free, sustainably raised, organic. Same thing with our beef, grass fed, grass finished, everything local if possible, as much local as possible. If they're traditionally your processed meats like bacon or hot dogs, fine, as long as they're organic, they're uncured, right? So they don't have all the MSG and all the garbage in there. They haven't been heavily processed. Again, if it's like a hot dog, for example, guess what? It's a beef hot dog, and it's from the same beef. It's grass-fed, organic, grass-finished, local if possible. That's what's in the hot dog, right? And it's uncured. So all of your proteins are in play. That's where our proteins are going to come, are primarily animal sources. Vegetables, knock yourself out. There's a handful of vegetables that we cut out, cooked, raw, does not matter. There's a handful of vegetables that I typically recommend cutting out. Those are the nightshades. That's your peppers, tomatoes, that kind of stuff. There's reasons for all this stuff. I don't have time to get into it all today, but there are reasons for all this stuff. So your vegetables are good. Fruits, I recommend fruits too. Now, I do cut out some fruits with my patients too. Those are the ones that are higher glycemic, very high in sugar, right? We want to stabilize blood sugar as well. So we cut out like bananas and stuff like that are just crazy high in sugar. And your healthy fats, right? So healthy fats are going to be things like avocado, olive oil, coconut, anything made from coconut. Those are your plant-based healthy oils, lard, all that kind of stuff. It's totally fine. So broadly speaking, that's what we're doing. We're doing proteins, we're doing vegetables, and we cut a handful of those out, like the nightshades. We're doing fruits, and we cut a handful of those out, which are the high glycemic ones, and healthy fats. Now, everything else comes out. Everything else comes out for at least 30 days. That includes all grains, not just gluten, all grains. Rice, corn, potatoes, which are technically a nightshade, but I have people take them all out for 30 days. It is doable. It's not the end of the world. Trust me, it's very doable. It's very doable. I show you how to do it, but they have to come out. They have to. Obviously, dairy, right? Anything dairy, got to come out. Take out eggs. And again, it's just experience and testing. I've tested 1 million people on this stuff over the years. These are commonly things that come up as sensitivities with people. And then just through experience, I've seen it happen. A lot of this stuff we can get back in, but the beginning is take it all out. We have to wipe the slate clean. I hope that makes sense, gang, because we have to start from scratch, basically. It's the fastest, easiest way to figure this out. That's all I care about. I want to figure it out as quick as possible that we can with you guys when we're working together. And we want to do it with that as quick as possible, so you start feeling better as quick as possible. We get this thing turned around, and we can get people healed up, and we can figure this out as fast as possible with as little headache and as simple and straight line as possible. So dairy comes out, all grains come out. Talked about the nightshades, those come out. High glycemic fruits, they come out. Things like sweet potatoes and yams, those are fine. Knock yourself out, go crazy. But we take out, all grains, and that includes even the gluten-free stuff and like rice and corn and potatoes. They all come out. Potatoes are technically a nightshade, white potatoes, but I lump them in with the grains because they're super high glycemic too. They really spike your blood sugar. Obviously, processed junk, right? Like anything that's packaged or processed. I mean, that stuff's kind of self-explanatory at this point, right, gang? Alcohol, obviously, mushrooms. I take mushrooms out, like fungi, natural sugars. I even have people take out natural sugars like honey and maple syrup and all that kind of stuff. So we take all that stuff out in the beginning for at least 30 days. Now, here's the cool thing. Usually in a matter of weeks, like 1 to 2 weeks, 30 days almost for sure, but not all the time. I mean, things happen, right? Again, everyone's different, and sometimes I'm in a protocol with someone. It's like they're 2 weeks in, they're doing awesome, and then like they got in a car accident or something, and it like set them back, or they got the flu or COVID or whatever. It's okay. Those things happen. We regroup, or they screw up like on purpose. It's okay. We just get back on the horse and we resume. But we do that for 30 days at least. Again, here's the cool thing. It's very doable. I do this all day, every day for years with people. Now, I show you how to do it and do it with you. That's what makes it doable, right? So it's in the implementation. I can hand any of you guys this list. Eat this stuff, don't eat this stuff, right? But it's hard. It's hard to like figure it out. And what do you do? And what if it doesn't go right? And what about this food? Or like, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to implement like on your own. Nuts and seeds, beans and legumes. Those come out too. So nuts and seeds, beans and legumes. And again, primarily the lectins that are in those that cause all kinds of gut issues. So it's multi-pronged, gang. We're taking out inflammatory foods. We got to decrease inflammation with your diet. We take out all the processed junk, right? It's just chemicals, toxins, garbage in your body. Any of the foods that could contribute to leaky gut, right? So they're chewing up your gut. Got to fix the gut, right? Foods that people are commonly sensitive to, right? Sensitivities like super duper common stuff, gluten, dairy, eggs, I see a lot, nuts and seeds, like those things got to come out on multiple levels. So we strip it all down, but not forever, right? We strip it all down and it's like, okay, we're just going to eat these foods and we're not going to eat this stuff for at least 30 days. Here's some little supplementation that, I have kind of like a baseline couple supplements that I use for people, but we tweak that as well. And in that first 30 days, let's say first 4 to 6 weeks, we want to see huge changes. Like we want to see like gigantic turnaround in people, like symptomatic improvement, relief of symptoms. Not perfect. It's 30 days, but for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, but we want to see the needle moving big time. Then it's like, okay, now we're going to take a deep breath and moving forward over the next couple of months, we're going to reintroduce foods gradually and slowly so we can figure out which foods can go back in, which foods stay out. So we can build someone back up again and create a sustainable eating plan or dietary plan for them that's going to keep them healthy, keep them into remission that they can maintain lifelong, and isolate foods that could be a problem or that are problematic for them, which is going to be a little different for everybody, what that looks like. So that's how we do it. That's the quickest, easiest way to do it, gang. Like, everybody wants the magic formula. They're like, can't we just do food sensitivity testing and then just do that? It's not reliable. It's just not. I have found it. Do I do it on some people? Yes. I don't do it on a lot of people because I just haven't found it to be super reliable. And someone commented on that earlier today about food sensitivity testing. I do it. I do it on people. If someone wants to do it, I tell them the best time to do it is, 2-3 months from now, after we've gone through this process. We're going to get better results. We're going to have more accurate results. And then, we're just talking diet today, but along the path that I just kind of mapped out for people with like with the dietary work that we do, then we get test results back. So then we might find the hormonal thing. We might find adrenal issue. We might find some kind of genetic mutation, like an MTHFR mutation or whatever. We might find some kind of like deficiency in antioxidants like glutathione or some kind of oxidative stress issue or mitochondrial issue that's not food related and not gut related and not inflammatory. So, as we're doing this, then test results are going to come back in that we've done, like blood work or Dutch or whatever. And it's like, okay, now we're doing this bigger AIP protocol and we're working on that. And now we can layer in other remedies that we find, chronic Epstein-Barr reactivation or whatever. Now we can start addressing those individual things that we found on this person that are not food, inflammatory, gut, yada, 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 and that are going to be individual to them. And then now we can put remedies in place for those things long-term. Hope that makes sense. This is not like and it takes time. I mean, we're talking weeks to months. This doesn't take forever, gang. It doesn't, people have been suffering for years. They're like, oh my gosh, I've had this for 20 years. I'm 70 years old. Like, is there any help for me? I'm like, of course. Yes. In months, really, which I know is hard to believe sometimes, but I've just seen it happen over and over and over again. Okay. So I hope that was helpful for everyone. What to eat, what not to eat, how to do it. That's what I recommend. Do I have people who come to me and then they do that on their own and successful? Yes. That's the minority, to be honest with you. That's why I tell people, look, I'll do it with you. That's going to be the greatest chance of success of doing it right, doing it the first time, having it work in the quickest amount of time possible. Because I get way more people that are like, cool, I'm going to go do that on my own. I'll be fine. And they come back in a month or 2 or 3 or years and they're like, I'm still suffering. Like, I need your help to do this. So hope that helps. Hope that helps kind of like clear it up. And now we've recorded it for all of eternity. I want to thank you for tuning in to Hashimoto's Unfiltered, Real Talk, Real Solutions. Again, my name is Dr. Ray Benedetto, and I hope today's episode helped to give you the tools and the insights you need to take another step forward on your Hashimoto's journey. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode if you think someone could benefit. You can also connect with me on Facebook at Dr. Ray Benedetto and on my website, drraybenedetto.com, for more resources and updates. Until next time, remember, you're not alone and real solutions are always within reach. Take care and be well.